and getting great results.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And here's Jackson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ariza. Dallas. With the ball. They're on a 16-4 run. Powell with it. Holmes on him. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
The free throw drops for Powell.
I think Powell is an exciting prospect, has a phenomenal understanding of the game. I think he'll make big improvements with time.
Ariza with the bucket. To the paint. Here's Doncic. Nice D from Chandler. And so it's Dallas going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. Back right after this. Wesley Matthews in his 4th season with the Mavericks, talking about what attracted him to Dallas in the first place.
They showed the most faith in me. You know, they weren't.
Coming off that Achilles injury in Portland, Dallas wasn't shy offering him, Greg, that big contract.
And he's now in a contract year. We'll see if he continues to be a part of their long-term plans.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
I love the fact that they're getting so many of their points at the rim. Just a solid first period.
Well, Greg, playing bully basketball on the block. Every opportunity they've wanted at the rack, they've got it.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Smith and Matthews in the backcourt. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Kleba in at the 4 slot. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-in-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff, thanks. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Brandon Knight.
Let's remember, back in 2001, Tyson Chandler was picked 2nd overall. You'll love that he won a title with the Mavericks as the starting center. And how about the longevity? Really impressive.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Timeout called, the Suns.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Ayton, he's checked in for Jackson. Dallas also making some changes. Mejri comes in for Maxi Kleba. And Barea subbed in for Smith. Powell with the steal. Inside. And that one's good. Barnes. Barnes has got 6 in the quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
It's stolen by Barea. Lays it in off the breakaway.
And there it is again. They get careless with the basketball, and immediately it costs them.
Suns trail by 16. Down low. Here's Knight. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. 6 points for Brandon Knight.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Count that one.
That's just terrific job by Barnes. In full attack mode, dominating that area of the paint. Go to work, Harrison.
Knight kicks to Booker. Poked away. And now Matthews pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Berea. And that's 12 points for Harrison Barnes.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
They set the pick. Ayton in the corner. Ariza passes to Chandler. Fast break, Dallas. Matthews with it, and it's Knight picking him up. And the dunk by Barnes.
I like the aggressiveness of Barnes. A much better player when he's attacking.
Suns trail by 20. This arena in downtown Phoenix opened in 1992. Doors in 2022. They can opt out of their lease. Otherwise, they'll be locked in for another 10 years.
Well, they're currently playing in the 6th oldest NBA arena, and the Suns are hoping to either renovate that building or build a brand new one. The question becomes, of course, who pays for it?
Mavericks leading by 20. Matthews goes in, and the dunk by Barnes.
Boy, that's another basket for Barnes. How about this aggressiveness tonight, earning every penny of that max steal?
Here's Matthews, and it's Matthews with the jam.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for the Suns. Warren comes in for Trevor Ariza. Dallas also making some changes. Jordan comes in for Dwight Powell. And Doncic is subbed in for Wesley Matthews. Phoenix calls timeout. A lot of responsibility, Doris, in being the focal point of an offense. What characteristics have you seen are shared among NBA players who carry the load offensively for their teams every game?
Right. This is a great separation point to me in the NBA because there are a lot of outstanding players at the level on any given night in the NBA. But, Kevin, there is a select few players who are willing to share the lion's share of the responsibility. Men like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. Like, you have to be prepared 82 times per year to step between the lines, shoulder the load, and sometimes when you underperform, to bear the criticism that comes with that responsibility. And Kevin, you know this. That's a select few player who's willing to absorb that.
Good thoughts.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
And the Mavericks with possession. Here's Berea. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Phoenix has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Knight kicks to Holmes. Booker outside. Shot on the wing, and good that time. Booker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Nowitzki's shot's good.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
For Phoenix, they've gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. Holmes, that's a screen. Back to Knight. Pass to Holmes. Suns moving the ball around. Holmes, that's a screen. 5 to shoot. A clear look for Warren. And the Suns tack on 2 more. Now, here's Doncic. 8 points for him. Drills it from outside.
It's clear that Doncic has the touch from three-point land. Now he just needs the consistency.
And here's Booker from the arc. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's Dallas opening up a huge gap. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson here. Harrison Barnes led the way in the first half. He had 16 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, you look at a guy like Harrison Barnes, and you could feel his confidence in the first.
And that wraps up the halftime show.
We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. And, you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
You know, he's so explosive. That little cut he makes, and then it's life above the rim.
Knight and Booker are the guards. Chris down low with Ayton. And it's Warren in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. There's a good screen. Chris kicks to Knight. Shoots over Barea. Here's Ayton. The Mavericks pull it in. Jordan's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And you just got to love the way he moves the ball. Very unselfish.
I'd say he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
And DeAndre Jordan this last offseason opting out of his contract with the LA Clippers. He felt, Greg, obviously it was time to move on.
It didn't take long for Jordan to find a new home here in Dallas. Had almost signed with them last time he was a free agent. Closed the deal this time around. Still has a lot to offer and a really good fit for this team inside. And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Suns.
And clearly, this is a squad that makes its living in the paint. Very few teams are as determined to get the ball inside as much as they are. They aren't going to settle for jump shots. They're going to continue to pound it down low.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Dennis Smith in for J.J. Barea. And Booker kicks to Knight. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Luka Doncic. For the Dallas Mavericks, it's been a rough couple years, but Doris, you get the sense that this lull is just temporary.
And the reason you think that's because when you combine great coaching with great management, you know you're going to make the right decision more often than not. So it's never easy to turn over an aging roster, but they hit big time on Dennis Smith Jr., and overall, I think the arrow is pointing up with this organization.
I like whenever Smith leaps up high for the jam. He's a guy that just doesn't mess around when he's in attack mode to get to the rim.
Jackson kicks to Booker. And again, it's the Suns missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And Jackson with the block.
Well, how about the defensive instincts of Josh Jackson? Boy, the length and athleticism, send it back, sir.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did.
Yeah.
And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Pass to Smith. He kicks to Doncic. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists tonight.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Got a hand on it, and here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. The pass to Kleber. And here is Mejri. Here's Doncic. And finished off by Doncic.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Knight kicks to Jackson. Here's Ayton. The shot, no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Dallas moving it around. Kleba, the pass to Matthews. Shoots over Warren. Rebounded by Jackson. Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Knight wide open. It's good from long range. Knight's got 14 points.
Yeah, maybe a bit streaky, but really solid from beyond the arc. Knight will help this offense spread the floor. Boy, you have got to love the dime, the pass on time and on target.
Outside Jackson. Ayton sets the pick for Jackson. Warren with the ball. He's got 6. It's deflected, and they're able to recover. And the shot goes in. For Dallas, they've gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. Stolen by Warren. Knight gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Let's make no mistake, this guy's a quality finisher on the move. You have to get physical with Knight if you want to stop him on that drive. Wow, facing a huge size disadvantage, he goes fearless to the rack. Great athleticism and body control.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell comes in for measure, and it's Barnes in for Doncic. Free throw line jump shot. The Mavericks pull it in.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
Matthews against Jackson. It's Ariza on the wing. 1:04 left in the third. Back to Jackson. Clock at 6. Okobo, covered by Smith. Jackson misses.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
Chris, he's checked in for Phoenix. Bridges comes in for Jackson. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. Berea comes in for Wesley Matthews.
A really solid free throw shooter. The team would like to see Barnes get to that line more often.
Passes it to Bridges to end the run. That's good from Chris on the assist from Bridges. Chris has got his second bucket tonight.
I tell you, there are players who can get thrown off when they're that wide open, but this guy keeps his cool and doesn't rush it.
Barnes outside. Feeds to Nowitzki. Buries it down low. Nowitzki's got his second bucket.
There's no slowing Dirk down at this point. When he gets positioned down low, it's over.
Barnes grabs the miss. And stolen by Chris. 1 second left.
No, sir.
Got it!
Wow.
What a shot!
Oh,
Free points at the buzzer.
an absolute miracle that one went in. A circus shot to end.
And so it's Dallas. Sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on DeAndre Jordan. David?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Mavericks gave us some information. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long. On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Dwight Powell. Nowitzki is out there with Harris, and it's Brunson in at the point guard. Indoors for a long time, few people realized how efficient the three-point shot can be, the extra point making such a difference. Why do you think it took a while for that thought process to hold?
Well, I think obviously we have advanced metrics, and the reason we have advanced metrics is there are more ways to monitor the things that happen between the lines, right? There are cameras everywhere. We can track people's data via computer programs. But I think one of the interesting things to me, Kevin, is that Steph Curry really has changed the logistics of what defines a quality shot. Here's a guy who steps across half court, and when he does, he's in range. So the influence of Steph Curry cannot be understated.
Great example. Kicks to Bender. Out left to the wing. Bridges, no one around him. And it's off from three-point range.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Pass to Brunson. Dallas moving it around. Holmes with the steal. Here's Bender. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Dragan Bender out of Croatia, the 4th overall pick in 2016. How good do you think, Greg, he can become?
You know, at 7'1", he can shoot it from range, but until he adds more dimensions to his game offensively, defensively, he's going to struggle to be much more than a complimentary player.
Mavericks making a switch here. Measury's checked in.
Now, this is why you love Bender's size, right? At 7'1", fantastic mobility, just incredible.
Measury kicks to Harris. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Brunson. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Saturday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Monday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls.
And for that game against the Hawks, you know they're going to want to make a statement in that contest. Taking down the top team in the East could definitely turn some heads. No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Here's Nowitzki. Phoenix grabs the miss.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
To the paint. Pass to Bender, lets the 3 fly, and Rashawn Holmes gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And Phoenix making a change here. Chandler's checked in, and Dallas also making a switch. Kleba's checked in. Harris passes to Measury. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Tyson Chandler.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Jackson, he's checked in for Bridges. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad. I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your craft and do it in a competitive environment where winning and losing is at stake on a nightly basis, it has so many opportunities for learning and growth. So, okay, I can't turn it over 5 times in a competitive environment, regardless of what league I'm playing in, because that's to the detriment of my team. If I'm lazy on the defensive end, I'm going to get exposed by good offensive players. To me, Kev, I love any time there's competitive basketball being played. I want to watch it.
Love that answer. There's the 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
Here's Jackson. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. And it's 6 points for Josh Jackson.
Well, this guy is developing more and more of an interior game, and I like watching Josh Jackson convert.
Okobo doesn't get it to drop for him. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. And it's Harris off the drive. And it's Daniels with the rebound.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Jackson. That shot off. For Dallas, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. 4 of 9.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Mavericks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Wesley Matthews.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
Count that one. 32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now the pass to Kleba. Over in the corner, Doncic fires the three. Dallas again missing. And it's the Suns' ball. Now Bridges. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jackson has the open look from outside off the mark. Here's Doncic. Misses the shot. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is